Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.
Live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence. See how easy it is? I declare my independence. I just did it. Didn't even need a government form, and I sure as heck aren't going to be looking for forms to fill out to whatever. I mean, any whatever. But there, you got to have some forms, Jade. Got to have some forms. Now you're running for office. I bet there's some forms to fill out, and then all of a sudden they go, "Hey, man, you filled out, coming against this form." So they had to have some kind of reaction. What they do?
Well, I certainly had to make very sure everything was filled out correctly because they would be looking for any mistake or omission or anything I might have made. But once I declared publicly that I was going to run for one of the seats in the recall election, the next thing I know, here comes the new building official over to harass me again. And I told him he was trespassing. He didn't have the right to photograph without a warrant, and would he please leave? And
were you photographing?
Yes. Oh, yes. My husband and I keep video cameras, as do many people in Quartzsite now, because they hate the YouTube. The YouTube is the yuppie camera, weapon of the future for people trying to document and protect their rights. So we whipped out the camera. He gets out of the truck. He whips out the camera. He tells me he doesn't have to leave. I have no rights because I'm not the property owner. And I said, well, I beg to differ. I leased part of this property, and I have a license to operate this business. You need to leave. And he shoved me. And we videotaped it, and we put it on YouTube. And I called the police and reported his criminal trespass. And when they arrived, I told him what happened, showed him the video, and I assumed that Mr. Johnson would be arrested. And nothing happened. As a matter of fact, about 4 days after that, I was arrested for having the audacity to call 911 and report it.
Under what charge?
Under obstructing his governmental duties. Apparently, that's supposed to be for, I guess, if you have a bomb threat and they have to shut down the power plant or something. But for allegedly making false statements to law enforcement when I said it was a criminal trespass and he assaulted me, the police chief, in his infinite wisdom, decided that it was okay to shove me because I was obstructing him. And by saying that he shoved me and that he was trespassing, that was a false statement to 911. So I was arrested coming into the town hall meeting for 2 traffic citation misdemeanors.
I keep hearing, this whole, dang. I mean, if they aren't jackbooted, thugging, it's like a formula. It's like they pulled it off of the Nazi files of how you act, and they're just doing it. I mean, isn't there any repercussions for? Other than, I know a lot of people are up in arms, but they keep doing this to everybody that resists them. Is there any kind of you're making ground on them at all?
Absolutely. Well, what they didn't realize was Mr. Johnson assaulted me on a Friday. By Monday, I had prepared a federal claim against the body politic and filed it on Monday in federal court. And then I was arrested Tuesday evening, right before they were served, with a notice that I had filed a claim for threat, harassment, and intimidation under color of law, RICO violations, all kinds of wonderful stuff. And I laughed all the way to the jail, even though I had to post $500 bond for a non-arrestable offense, and I still haven't got it back because no judge in the county will even hear my arraignment. It had to be referred to Wickenburg.
Okay, so you're running for office. This all becomes common knowledge in your newspaper and everything. I mean, they have to be digging a big foxhole doing something.
Well, I think they thought that if they could get my husband and I arrested, they'd have a reason to fingerprint us, run a background check. Surely they could find something they could finally discredit me with. And they found nothing. Not even a parking ticket. I really am who I say I am, and I wouldn't have put myself out there if I wasn't this squeaky clean. And now they've actually helped make my case against them. So it's kind of ironic, really.
Well, how do you think this is going to play out?
Well, they filed a standard motion to dismiss, basically saying, oh, she's overreacting. Well, I'm thinking not so much. I think I'm pretty well justified. And last time I checked with the federal court, it had been assigned to a judge, and it had not been dismissed. And now that the holidays are over, I'm hoping to get a court date where a large body of evidence that I've collected over 2.5 years of local corruption can be put on the court record, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Okay, I'll tell you where it goes. Nowhere.
That's what I'm afraid of.
But what it does do is it demonstrates again for you and for us and for you, that how broke it really is. And is that knowledge that we need more of? Some people do. So we'll bring it to you. Here we go. And if you did prevail, what is the remedy?
Well, I asked that some of these new ordinances and codes, for one thing, that they enjoin them from acting on the enforcement of them until the court could look at some of these constitutional issues, like no free speech at the call to the public and no due process and the revocation of business licenses and such. And I imagine that federal courts do have the power to impose punitive damages to teach the bad guys a lesson, but they don't learn.
Yeah, no.
Let
me tell you what the lesson is, okay? There's water there. That's the lesson.
Yes.
And I'll bet you, I don't even need to look, and I already know there's some big industry doing somebody wants something. What, do you guys know anything coming?
Well, we had been promised that the answer to all of our financial woes would be jobs and development and some projects, and they were very excited about a solar project they pitched to the townspeople where hot air would rise up some tube and turbines would go around and create energy. And that project backed out. And then very quietly, it was replaced with a solar project proposed for north of town where it would use steam turbines. And bells and whistles went off in my head. Steam means water. Somebody needs our water. Something's got to be going on. But fear-mongering over water rights was what caused people apparently to incorporate the town to begin with. ADEQ had some sort of a quartzite plan.
Of environmental quality.
Right. They had a quartzite strategic plan, and someone got wind of it, and they said, if we don't incorporate and protect our water rights, well, then, we'll lose them to Phoenix or something else. And now, ironically, if lawsuits keep stacking up against the town the way they have been, and the town loses its insurance, it could become unincorporated, and that might actually benefit somebody if the water were to be unprotected. It's not a water district. It's part of a municipal incorporated water situation. So I'm still learning how all this works as a new up and coming candidate.
Yeah,
but
blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you how it works. They get what they want when they want it. That's how it works. And all of this is being done in order to consolidate control and power in the hands of something. And the more it gets all messed up and these guys are bad, and it'll justify a higher authority to come in and take over. Because quartzite is very isolated. I mean, if I was the elite Uber, I got enough money, I want to do kind of planning whatever, that entire valley could be an enormous solar generating power structure of just about anything because it's got plenty of sun, okay? And it has the water. So this is, there's somebody already got a plan. This plan's already been there. It's already on pay. I've been through so many of these since the end of the 80s. I would see, so they tried to bring me in. They always, oh, yeah, they squeeze your bicep. Ooh, you've been lifting. Oh, you're so pretty, too, and got a young family. Oh, we'll put you up front. Yay. What they want is to have a face to something. They already got the plan, so they'll bring you in. They want to show you their plan. Well, I guarantee they already got a 3D mock-up CAD kind of video-oriented investor, venture capitalist, got politicians in their pocket. You know, there's some congressman already, they may have even passed something that kind of has the words about it. You didn't even know it was there, okay? Years ago, it's already, whatever it is, I guarantee you. It's already done, okay? It's already done. This is just the machinations they go through in order to accomplish whatever it is they already got planned. And the last thing you're going to find out at the end is who and what you're really up against. Now, as a city council person, that's what they fear. And that's why, what was his name, Ed Foster?
Yeah, Mayor Ed Foster.
Ed Foster, mayor. And he's like, we're going to get to the bottom, we're going to check it. And a lot of it was water that got him going. So he goes, we're going to check, and I'm looking for, and I want, and I'm, mayor of, and I go to these big meetings in the state legislature, and, I've got, I got a question, okay? I want to know. And you're not allowed. And before he even took office, the city council voted away all his powers to be able to do anything. Well, we're going to keep track of this, Go ahead and give out your website on the air so they can go check out your stuff.
Well, I have a blogger site. It's http://thedesertfreedompress.blogspot.com. You'll be able to read all the issues as I post them. thedesertfreedompress.blogspot.com. Does this dovetail into everything? It's all coming down. It's all coming down. There's no small community you can go to, especially if it's got water. This is we got to get mobile. Got to get off grid. I mean, go, I don't know, space. Where we're going, there aren't any roads. Come find me on Mars. Yeah, they think they own that too. We'll be right back. We got an officer trainer. Yeah, cop block with Nick. We're going to have some fun. You stay right there. This is Ernest Hancock. I'm publisher of freedomsphoenix.com and the radio talk show host of Declare Your Independence. Now, I want to give you my personal endorsement of a wealthy U.S. citizen that is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He's produced a video for you. It's a real eye-opener, and I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to watch it. www.endofamerica7.com. Endofamerica17.com. This video has the history of how we got where we are now and where we're going and why. Now, it's a lengthy video. It'll be about 20 minutes, but you need to watch this so you understand what's going to happen to this country and how you can protect your wealth and even benefit financially. Now, you go there. It's free. I want you to watch this video. You need to have this information so that you can survive the economic collapse that's coming to America. It's not if, it's when. That's endofamerica, the numbers 1 and 7.com. After you watch it, you'll understand why I endorsed it.